What's going on, guys? Your boy G. Welcome to GsExoticFinches. Just want to show you guys some of the birds that I pulled from the back, from the flight pen, the aviary. A lot of the shaft tails, some of the canaries, the fifes, and a pair of Irish fancy, which is the blue and the white male. So I just pulled some of the birds out. Just so I can get them treated, put scat, give them the scat. You know, yesterday I put the smoke. I didn't do much with the smoke, but I did a little bit. And, you know, everybody took into that, so the most important thing that I think is prevention. If you can prevent it from happening, you're on a good path. Now, if you think, these birds are in cages, you know, nothing's gonna happen to these birds, you're very, very well mistaken. Just think about it this way. Do you think you can be sick just by staying home? Can you get sick by just staying home every day? Can your nose get stuffy by just staying home, never going out? Of course it can. You know? Can your body get dirty by just staying home and not going out? Of course it can. Same thing with the birds. You know, just because it's in a cage doesn't mean that the bird is going to be healthy 100%. You don't need to treat it. You don't need to prevent. That's not the case here. So if you guys can prevent it from happening, then you're good. Now, a lot of people do mistakes. The mistakes come when, you know, they treat the birds and be like, yeah, I treated them a year ago and look, nothing's happening and the birds are healthy, you know, strong as a bull. That don't mean nothing. Believe me when I say it. That don't mean nothing. I like to give the scat. If I can give the scat every 2 months, 2 to 3 months, it's gonna happen. And I'm giving it to all my birds. I'll come here on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'll do half Saturday. I'll do the other half Sunday, so I don't stress the bird room too much. And that's how we're gonna go. You know, egg food. Egg food is very good to give to the birds, but if you leave that egg food over 3 hours, okay, the bird eats, and then the bird is gonna go drink, and then the bird is gonna go feed the babies, and you just go to work and, you know, don't think much of it. You better prepare yourself. Because that water, depending on the temperature that your bird room is as well, that all takes, you know, it goes into consideration. But the bacteria that water will carry is going to be high. And birds can die from that bacteria. It's just like a fungi. soon as your bird catches a fungi from bad seed, or if you get like nesting materials from the outside and you don't cure it, your birds are going down. And that's all of them. Fungi is deadly when it comes to these birds. You know, their respiratory tracts is going to be so infected that you can't do nothing about it. You're going to have to get the strongest antibiotics from the vet, and that's going to be given to them by, you know, like a machine you put on your nose. It's very stressful. But every 3 hours, once you give your egg food, 3 hours later, should I say, I change my water. Even I do it before then. If the birds haven't ate and everything within an hour, then that bird is not going to eat no more. That's just how I like to put it. You know, but if they have babies, I'll leave it there for a little bit longer just so they can enjoy it. I'll probably add a little more so the parents can have some for themselves. But I never, ever will I leave and just keep the egg food in there and not take it out and change the water. Never. If I'm on a hurry, I wouldn't even feed the birds egg food. I'll just give them the dry egg food. I'll mix it with some oils, soften the food up, or you can buy the soft one, you know, and they love it. They just take it in like the normal egg food that you boil. And another thing that I like to do is I like to give like an all-in-one, a 4-in-1, you know, a coccidiosis treatment. Once the birds take into the egg food, something very light, just to kill that bacteria, really, because the babies, they will die in the nest. Did you ever have that sudden death and you'd be like, whoa, what happened to my bird? Well, that bird since birth was infected, or the societies infected it, or it got a bacteria from eating greens that you didn't wash properly, egg food that you left in the cage for too long. That's really much. I mean, there can be other causes out there, but paratyphoid. If you ever looked up paratyphoid and studied paratyphoid, it will change your way of looking into stuff. Okay? If you have eggs and the eggs died, the embryo died inside of an egg, okay, that egg is dark purple inside, and you see even when you can see the baby in there, big, and the baby dies. Why do you think that is happening? Just because? Absolutely not. It's because your bird is infected. Okay? It's that simple. And a lot of people just brush it off. Oh, it's just a bad clutch. Just a bad clutch. The sign is right in front of you. It's right there. It's in black and white. Or the babies will be born, it will hatch, and then as soon as they're like 8 days old, 10 days old, boom, dead. Paratyphoid, the bacteria paratyphoid is real. Okay? Guys, if you can prevent before it happens, you're on a good path. That's why I say it. I can't stress it enough for myself. Even when I get lazy, because we all get lazy with these birds. And that's when little things start creeping up. You can't be lazy with birds. If you start to get lazy, reduce. You know, sell some of them and keep a small amount. Don't keep a large amount. because it will keep up. It will creep up on you. And you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. So prevent is key. Hope you guys took something in today. You know, I don't know it all. Believe me, guys, I don't know it all. I'm speaking on experience, okay? I went through it. It happened to me. I have pigeons, you know. I see the birds, you know, the babies dying inside the egg. The babies are big before the couple days before the hatch, and the birds die. And I already know it's paratyphoid. Some birds are carriers, some birds don't carry. You know, the symptoms comes and they got the watery droppings and the smelly droppings. If you ever went in the bird room and the bird is in the nest, okay, and the bird comes out and it poops, and it's a very strong smell, treat that bird. Okay, just treat the bird. Something light, you know, 3 days, 4 days, not heavy dose, just something very light. And you'll be in good shape. You'll be in very good shape. But now there's some birds that, you know, it happens and that's how it is. But treat the bird, you know, an all-in-one, you know, paratyphoid, salmonella, E. coli, and paramyxovirus. You don't want none of them. You know, the E. coli, at first it starts with the coccidiosis. Once coccidiosis comes, you're going to have red droppings. It's like it looked like you give your bird some type of grit, like a red grit. And you're going to have that spots all throughout your pigeon floor, your bird trays, whatever the case may be, you know. And once those eggs come out, and birds step on it, and they just spread it all over. And, you know, once the secondary infection comes in, the E. coli, and then the salmonella kicks in, paratyphoid, and then you're done for. Birds will just start to thin out, get really thin, until they die. And there ain't no coming back from it. You might get them back from it, but the bird is never the same again. You know, so you might as well just RIP that bird. So that's why I stress it. Prevention, natural remedies. It works. It helps. People that has bought my birds before, you know, they call me like, gee, your birds are so vibrant. They're so colored. They shine amongst my other birds. What do you do? It's no secret, guys. It's no secret. There's 101 ways to build a house. And at the end of the day, the house will get built, right? It's the same thing with the birds. There's 101 ways to treat birds, to take care of the birds. At the end of the day, our goal is to keep healthy, vibrant, you know, energetic birds. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Like I said, guys, I'm only speaking on experience. It happened to me. That's why I speak on it. So it won't happen to you guys, the newcomers that come in the game. If you guys have any questions, go to my website, www.GsExotic.com. My phone number's there. Give me a ring, or you can reach me through any social media platform. Message me. And I can explain stuff better to you guys, or give any advice. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time. Bye-bye now, guys.